one of the most difficult things to understand is the Olympic trials. And I received so many questions like, how do you watch the event? What is this event about? Who is in the finals? It's not always easy to understand. So I wanted to answer the most frequently asked questions regarding this event. So first, the question I get is, what are the Olympic trials? Okay, easy question to answer. And how does it work? So this is a 2-day event on April 2nd and 3rd to decide the entire Team USA for the 2020 Olympics. And yes, they are still calling it the 2020 Olympics, mostly just because they don't want to waste any more marketing dollars, which is honestly kind of understandable. All 18 weights will have one wrestler. This is men's freestyle, women's freestyle, and Greco-Roman represent Team USA. It's going to be held in Texas with the challenge tournament, which is set up like a bracket and a final. So this isn't just like Final X as we've kind of gotten used to and understood, but I will explain that in a bit because I've received so many questions about that. So some of the best guys get buys to the finals, like Jordan Burroughs and Kyle Snyder, and I'll get to that, answering that in just a second too. You're able to stream, because that's one of the next questions is, how do you stream? How do I watch the event? You can stream on Peacock and on the NBC Sports app starting Friday at 11 o'clock p.m. or 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I talked about this in a different segment, how you can watch the entire event, so make sure you're looking out for that. How do you actually qualify for the Olympic trials is another question I received. And like I said, I see some people wondering, like, these are dumb questions. It's not a dumb question. None of these are dumb questions. I didn't even follow the Olympic trials back in 2016 because there wasn't enough information out about it. And even now, it's so difficult to watch with the NBC Sports app. So none of these questions are stupid. How do you qualify? So you can't just walk off the street to qualify for the Olympic trials. You can't just walk off the street and wrestle that day. You actually do have to qualify. So any recent world team members, junior and U23 world champs, such as Bo Nickel, David Carr, Mason Paris, get automatic bids to the tournament. Senior world medalists and other international champs at certain various tournaments. NCAA champs, or the recent national champs, and the last chance finalists each get bids to the tournament. So you'll have max, I think, like 11 or 12 guys, but you do have a couple other guys throughout the tournament. And you see, so I mentioned that they're NCAA finalists, right? But what about RBY? Where's RBY? Where's Spencer Lee? I don't see them in the bracket. And there are even questions about Alex Deeringer or Anthony Valencia. Where are they? Well, unfortunately, these guys are not wrestling in this year's tournament due to any number of reasons. Spencer Lee announced that he hasn't wrestled, or it will not be wrestling because, he doesn't have any ACLs, which isn't a huge surprise, but he will hopefully be here the next Olympic cycle in 4 years. Anthony Valencia, another guy that pulled out due to injury. RBY, I think part of his situation was kind of a weight cutting, but he will be wrestling the World Team Trials because of the tough weight cut. Suriano, it is looking like he's out of the tournament. Just based on what I've seen, that's what is appearing, unfortunately, from what I've seen. And I talk to you as friends, as if I'm talking to you just like a wrestling fan. I don't want to drop any rumors or anything. That's just what I'm seeing. Are the finals set yet? No, they actually are not set yet. So it's not, like I said, it's not like Final X. Where Final X, you have two finalists who qualify. And we'll get into some of these finals questions because there are a few of them. There are multiple ways to actually qualify for the event, like I said, but it's not like Final X where there are just two guys who wrestle in best 2 out of 3. It's kind of, the finals are kind of like Final X in the sense that it's whoever makes it there gets the best 2 out of 3, but that's it. Up until then, you wrestle a full bracket, but there are a couple guys who get buys to the finals. So Jordan Burroughs and Kyle Snyder both get buys to the finals. Why? Why do they get buys to the finals? Because both are defending world medalists at 74 kilos and 97 kilos. They have a full bracket, and the winner of that bracket gets JB or Kyle Snyder in a best 2 of 3. So whoever gets up to that point has to wrestle them. How do the finals work? Like I said, best 2 of 3. That's another good question. Very good question. No, why do Snyder and Dake and Burroughs why do they have to wrestle each other? What's going on with that? Why do Cox and Snyder have to wrestle? Why do Dake and Burroughs have to wrestle? Shouldn't they be at different weights? They should be, but there are only 6 Olympic weights. And because there are only 6 Olympic weights, Dake bumped down and Cox bumped up. And so they're wrestling those different weights than they normally would. Dake bumped down from 79, Cox bumped up from 92 kilos, and they were wrestling those weights because of the Olympic weights and the process. And because of that, also, because they are world champions, they would normally get a bye to the finals because they are world champions, like Snyder, like Burroughs, but they qualified and they are world medalists at the Olympic weight, while Dake and Cox are not at Olympic weight. So they get a bye to the semis of whatever weight they chose. Those are the weights they chose. Another question I saw is, why is Gwiazdowski the number 1 seed over Gable Steveson, even though Gable Steveson has the most recent win over him at the Flow Wrestling RTC Cup? Well, Gwiazdowski actually qualified the U.S. for the Olympics at that weight, at 125 kilos. So he automatically receives, by the rules, and I'll have everything down in the description, he will automatically receive the number 1 seed. He qualified at the Pan Am qualification tournament. He's a world bronze medalist, but he's the number 1 seed over Gable Steveson. That's why. And you're wondering now, are all Olympic weights qualified for Team USA? No. 65 kilos for men's freestyle is not qualified for the Olympics. So whoever wins in men's freestyle at the Olympic team trials still has to wrestle at the qualifying world qualifier in May. The top 2 from the world qualifier in May will then qualify that weight for the Olympics. If we do not qualify in May, we will not have a 65 kilogram United States wrestler, no matter who wins. Greco-Roman at 77 kilos, as well as women's freestyle at 130 kilos, haven't qualified those weights yet. Another question I received, why should I watch? Why should I actually watch this event? If you're a high school wrestler and you want to see where you want to be when you grow up, if you're planning on wrestling in college, planning on wrestling internationally, this is a good place to start. It's a good place to start because these are the best of the best. These are the pros of the sport. If you're a fan, like I said, these are the pros of the sport. Now, I understand that it's difficult to get into freestyle wrestling, but I believe a lot more people have recently based on all these different events that have been going on. I mean, even me, like I said, I didn't even really pay much attention to the 2016 Olympic cycle just because it wasn't as exciting to me as it is now because of all these RTC events, all these freestyle events. Am I going to be at the event? No, I'm actually not going to be at the event. Unfortunately, I was at the NCAA tournament, and that was a blast, but I'm not going to be at the Olympic trials. I did actually have tickets to go to the Olympic trials when they were in State College, but now that they are in Texas, my tickets got refunded, and I wasn't able to make the trip over Easter weekend, so unfortunately, I'm not going to the event. In PA, I would have been able to, but not in Texas. And my favorite question that I received is actually by Adam Rice, a huge Hawkeye fan, who said, why doesn't the Olympic Committee just give United States every gold medal for being the best country on this earth? You know what, Adam Rice, I fully agree with you, and that's honestly my favorite thing. Although it can't happen, we're going to have to win each of those weights. But I'll tell you this is my favorite time whenever you are a wrestling fan, is because it doesn't matter whether you're a Hawkeyes fan, whether you're a Penn State fan, whether you're an Oklahoma State fan, whatever school you represent, whatever school you like watching in college, once these guys get onto Team USA, you're just throwing your full support behind Team USA. And that's what it's all about. It's about supporting these guys, supporting the country, supporting the United States of America, and it's going to be a heck of a trials. If you like this clip and are looking for more wrestling news and discussion, I recommend that you check out the full Fanco Wrestling Show podcast, which is live on this YouTube channel every single week. You can click here to subscribe to be notified of new and upcoming videos, or you can check out the Fanco Wrestling Show on your favorite podcasting platform to listen on the go. Stop stalling and start listening today.